Before we deep dive into this special report, I would like to remind you that one comment from you can do a miracle for us. After watching our report, please comment on the video link. Whether you like it or not, let us know. One comment will cost you nothing, but believe me, it will be great support for us. And don't forget to subscribe so that we continue to bring unbiased journalism to you. The country is seeing an outbreak of diabetes, obesity and other food-related problems. One big reason behind this epidemic is the love for highly processed food that has high fat, high sugar and high salt. Why are we unable to save people from this outbreak? The answer lies in advertising.
HFSS definition is not there in the Consumer Protection Act or in the Advertising Code or in the Press Council norms of journalistic conduct. So they are unable to make an action based on HFSS. So if there is a harmony in the laws, that would help. Now then to answer the question, why advertising? Why target advertising of these products? We are targeting only unhealthy food products and only their promotion and advertisement because it increases the consumption of such products, especially in children and younger population, which contributes to lot of sickness like diabetes, obesity, heart disease. So these are not like something like an emergency that immediately people get sick, but it makes people sicker and it's a long-term health risk. It increases your burden of disease in the country on the health system. It increases the burden on the family. As individuals, they have to spend more money for treatment. Of course, companies are manipulating their messages by using that celebrities are eating or drinking and people emulate them. So that's a very important point which you have raised, but the question is, the one is that I want to request all the celebrities also.
Advertising also lays itself open well to regulatory frameworks. So and should be regulated because this is a huge public health concern. So obesity and overweight and obesity is, the rise is very, very steep. The curve in India is very steep, and the public health the dangers to public health of the burden of disease arising from non-communicable diseases is enormous.
In today's edition of Radar, let's look at the blinding power of advertising by the industry selling packaged ultra-processed food. Thank you for tuning in. This is Ratna. You are watching Empire Diaries. Recently, an Indian watchdog called Nutrition Advocacy in Public Interest or NAPi released an interesting report. The report is titled 50 Shades of Food Advertising, Seductive and Luring, Misleading People to Consume Unhealthy Food Products. It is a powerful report where NAPi has categorically listed 50 advertisements in popular news outlets in Delhi. The ads are about highly processed food with high fat, high sugar and high salt. Basically, food that is dangerous for the human body if consumed too much and too often. The report exposes these ads on TV channels, newspapers and social media as misleading. The authors of the report are saying ads from companies selling packaged food and beverages use human psychology to create demand. They rely on emotional appeals, endorsement from celebrities, appealing imagery and sensory stimulus. They do these things to make their products desirable. Most importantly, the advertisers don't give clear-cut warnings of the harmful effects their products can have. The NAPi report is edited by Dr. Arun Gupta and Dr. Nupur Bidla. The launch of the report in Delhi was also attended by Dr. Vandana Prasad, a public health expert, and Ashim Sanyal, Chief Operating Officer of Consumer Voice. Dr. Gupta as well as other experts believe advertisers are getting a free run. Why? Because there are regulations in place, but they are not strong enough to control misleading advertising. Clearly, the law is there. There is enough scope to make these advertisers accountable and responsible with what they advertise. But in reality, there are gaps in the system. And these experts say the gaps can be plugged. How? By asking the regulatory bodies to make necessary amendments to the existing laws.
We are looking at the 4 policy frameworks. One is in Advertising Code, another one is Consumer Protection Act, another one is Food Safety Act, and another one is Press Council Act. So we looked at that and we found that they are in the current status is that existing regulations are unable to curb misleading advertisements, even though it's a good intent of both consumer protection as well as the food safety law, that there shall be no misleading advertisement. And there is a fine which has been kept, suo motu cognizance can be taken, but it still takes, for example, in FSSAI, last year they said we have identified 32 advertisements which are misleading, and we asked them, what have you done about that? That has gone to a committee now, it has taken more than 2 years, that committee is just seeking clarifications, and this is unfair to the people. You need to identify what is misleading or not misleading should be done within a week, if not overnight. It should be objective, so objective that definition of misleading. That's what we are expecting the amendment should come in the Food Safety Act.
It's not a case of being forced, every consumer being forced to take every product to court separately. What we are asking for is a kind of a blanket environment that the law provides that is strong enough to allow for monitoring, because it is something that should be proactively monitored and supervised rather than wait for consumers to undertake expensive and long-lived legal battles to get their due. So I think that there's a better way to do it, which is to have laws that are good enough, and I think that 1 or 2 cases or wins would suffice to basically send the message that now the laws are not going to be being able to protect you, because you heard from the panel that where the law was invoked, and the courts, not being technical bodies, will always refer it to technical bodies such as the FSSAI, and since up till now no action has been taken. So all we're seeking to do is to tighten this whole scenario.
Watchdogs like NAPi and Consumer Voice are among many such bodies that appeal to authorities to tighten the laws. If the advertising is made accountable, they will drastically become less misleading. That will have a positive domino effect. The masses will be misled less than before. They will return to eating healthier food than they are doing now. And the epidemic of diabetes, obesity and other problems will die down. Remember that 25% of India's population has diabetes, pre-diabetes or obesity. We are well past the danger mark. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, stay informed. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you don't miss a single report. Commenting on the video link will be really inspiring for us. It will cost you nothing, but it will make us motivated. Follow us on Facebook and on Twitter. Visit our website empirediaries.com for more such eye-opening reports.